Thank you very much. Thank you very much for inviting me. Unfortunately, I cannot be there in Budapest. I'm doing my field work in the mountains. So this is the reason why I'm so covered with my jacket. Anyway, I will start immediately sharing my screen with the presentation. I hope you are able to see my presentation. Give me a check for this in order to... Okay, thank you very much. I'm here, I was invited here to talk a little bit about AI in archaeology. That is the main focus of a cost action. It's called Maya, Managing Artificial Intelligence in Archaeology. This is the lab where I work at the University of Pisa, and the lab is leading this cost action together with other projects all related to AI in archaeology. The cost action started on September 20 of this year, and it will last for 4 years. So everyone who is interested in this theme, in this issue, can join the cost action through the cost website, applying for the participation in different working groups, etc. Anyway, I will start from my point of view about the role of AI in archaeology, because this was the starting point for the submission of the proposal of the cost action. As I said before, is the starting point, because during these 4 years we want to discuss some of the issue I will illustrate to you now, and to find different perspective, different solution, and also a vision of what help could give AI for archaeology in the coming weeks. I will start from a perspective that is a post-digital perspective. This concept was introduced by Kim Cascone in 2000, and was about the fact that digital technology are now not so disruptive as they were at the beginning. We are used to utilize different kind of digital application in archaeology, and we are also used to the coexistence of analog and digital practice in our field. For example, using 3D modelings or GIS is common for archaeologists, and they are not seen as disruptive as they were seen years ago, but they are seen as essential for innovation. This hybridation between analog and digital will foster innovation. But what happens when AI comes into the field? We are still in a post-digital environment of something disruptive is happening. So this will be one of the focus of the cost action. A few words about AI. AI is a big field in ICT, and this term was coined in 1955, so it predates the internet, for example, and it is composed of many subgroups inside the main idea of artificial intelligence, which are, for example, machine learning, neural network, deep learning, and recently all the fields related to generative AI and large language models. Generally, all this kind of application needs big data, so vast amount of data to train the network and to develop application with AI. I said generally because now we have also technical methods for avoiding the use of big data, but in general, this is a need for a good training of AI application. In archaeology, in the last 10 years, a lot of research and paper were produced to explain the use of AI in archaeology. One of the main use is connected to the identification of archaeological sites, for example, through satellite images or using GPR data or LiDAR data. This kind of application allows us to identify rapidly and on a large scale archaeological sites based on training dataset. But also the use of robotics started in archaeology, robotics supported by AI methods, for example, in the use of drones for identifying potshare on a surface into the field for helping surveys in remote zones, or the use of robotic arms for reconstructing, as in the case of repair frescoes, Roman frescoes, in order to use them to solve the puzzle related to the reconstruction of ancient frescoes. AI is also used for the segmentation of architecture or building archaeology. In this case, AI is able to identify the different parts of architecture, or in a model we are now developing, the different stratigraphy of vertical stratigraphy of the buildings. But AI has been also used in with human remains, for example, in the recognition of sex, giving 3D scan of skulls. Generative AI, especially generative adversarial networks, has been used for the visual reconstruction of ancient coins, but also deep neural networks have been used, applied to NPL system for the reconstruction of Greek epigraphs, such as in the project called Ithaca that is able to reconstruct text, epigraphic text with missing parts. Recognition is also used for images or rock arts, but also AI was used for the reconstruction of pottery or for the reassembling of archaeological pottery fragments. This is a field that at the beginning was widely explored, but has encountered difficulties, and is one of the cutting-edge research in this field. Other systems, such as the Arcade project that was coordinated by the University of Pisa, was related to the recognition pottery given images through decoration or shape. But now we are also moving towards new frontiers in AI application in archaeology, such as interpretation. The use of generative AI or large language models could help us in reconstruct the past, as in this case, in which we are working for the reconstruction of paleo-environmental of the paleo environment through pollen data. So said, even if we know how methods relate to the use of related to data scarcity or unlabeled data for training AI, in the vast majority of the cases, we need big data. Fortunately, in the last years, many data sets were disseminated as open data or being accessible to researchers for being used for AI application. When we talk about big data, we talk generally about high volume, high variety and high velocity data. In the case of archaeology, maybe we haven't this kind of velocity, but we surely have the variety of data coming from different sources, and also volume. So, which kind of challenges we have to deal with in this moment when we talk about using AI in archaeology? And these kind of challenges are the challenges we would like to deal with during our course action. The first one is related to data availability. As I said before, even if we start working with big data, generally archaeological data sets are small and fragmented because we are more used to work in small equipe instead of big group such as in the art science. In many cases, the access to the digital collection is not so easy, and many of the data used for training AI in archaeology are covered by copyright. And as I said before, archaeological data are often complex. Data is partial and require careful interpretation. So it's not so easy to apply this kind of data set in for AI application. We have also technical challenges, such as data integration, which means the combination of diverse sources, such as satellite images, LiDAR data, for example, and excavation records that can be combined for developing AI models. But in many cases, the labeled data are very scarce, and so this kind of work is labor intensive. So idea of working with unlabeled data or unsupervised technique could be helpful in archaeology. Another important issue is related to ethics and transparency. In many cases, AI was seen as a black box. So we are not able to really understand how a network works. And so it's very difficult to interpret the results of AI application. Solutions in this case are related to the field of explainable AI, which can help to give us an idea of how AI works, even if this kind of methods are not so easy to understand. Another possibility is to have open source models that can allow to understand how the model works. But in this case, we as archaeologists are not enough trained to understand the working of the algorithm. So this aspect that is related to transparency and ethics is a real challenge for the future, and also the use of data that could contain biases in archaeological interpretation. This also will have effects on our interpretation, as I said before, especially if we are going towards a use of AI that can help us in interpret and not only in identify pattern. So challenges in hermeneutics and the understanding of technological agency is of fundamental importance in understanding the best and the possible use of AI in archaeology. This also means to shift towards a post-anthropocentric interpretation, where technology plays a significant role in understanding the past. There are also epistemological challenges. For example, the need of classification and giving categories to phenomena imply also a simplification of complex archaeological data, and this could potentially distort the interpretation. In other ways, the use of biases data could reinforce outdated historical narrative, and this could be stopped towards innovation and new perspective towards our past. And in this case, I think it's important always to have a critical vision of AI in order to create good narrative for the public and for archaeology. Many at the beginning of AI and big data started saying that This kind of approach will completely delete the theory in many fields and also in archaeology. This, from my point of view, is not true, but what is important is to maintain the control over the narratives and maintain the control over the application. We need to educate our students and researchers to the use of AI in order to be able to control this new innovation. Anyway, another aspect is also related to the aspect of materiality of AI. AI is not only algorithms, but is also infrastructure, such as data center, devices, and also human labor. And this kind of labor is, in many cases, underestimated. We have the people that works to the AI labeling data for pre-trained networks, that works in different parts of the world for low wages and use very cultural categorization to data that will be used throughout the world. This kind of different materiality should be investigated in order to understand how AI works and which kind of a result we obtain using AI application. It also will mean that we should be aware of possible colonial legacies in the use of AI. These kind of colonial legacies are also in the terms of that AI use. For example, Amazon has a system that is called the mechanical Turk, or other systems that are generally named as master-slave component in AI infrastructure. And also this kind of terminology is related to colonialism. So this kind of issue should be explored and understood for the use of AI. The idea of the cross-section is to create an interdisciplinary collaboration between AI specialists and archaeologists throughout Europe, involving people interested in this matter and different perspectives. This is, as I said before, the starting point. But the idea is to discuss this argument in order to create a new perspective in the use of AI, new awareness in this that could be a sort of buzzword and trendy way of doing archaeology. We need to decide where it is possible to use AI in archaeology, when it is valuable for us, and when it is only, as I said before, something trendy that gives us, for example, fundings, but is not useful for the understanding of our discipline and the past. Thank you very much for your attention. I hope this short presentation has been interesting for you, and if you are interested in join the cross-section, you can go to the COST website and search for Maya, Managing Artificial Intelligence in Archaeology, and you can join the different working group. The project, the cross-section, will officially start on November the 1st, and after the date, we will have our website, and through it we will publish all the workshop and events we will perform during this 4-year period. So, again, thank you very much, and if you want to join us, we are very interested in your point of view.